What is going on, everyone? My name is James Livingston, back at it again, giving you guys a breakdown of the market here. Try to do each and every day, but unfortunately did kind of get a little bit backlogged the last couple of weeks, so that's why I haven't been posting. It was kind of an unfortunate timing where I got a little bit sick, and then I had about a week or so, and then had to go right into vacation. Get a little break for myself, and then after that getting back into the work grind for my personal job, and slowly making my way back to being able to post for you guys. So it's been a little bit of a struggle, I would say, to get this going again, but I am back. I do want to continue to help you guys get better, learn the market, understand the market as a whole. So nonetheless, outside of all those things, just getting back into it here with SPY. If you are in the Discord for Alpha Stocks Lab, which if you're not, I would highly recommend. I don't know why you're not. If you don't have a community to be in, a community to be a part of, there's no reason to not have someone or some people you can lean on and ask for help. If you continue to just do it on your own solo and lose, maybe it's worth seeking some help. So come over to the community. We're all helpful there. We're all here to help out at the end of the day. So like I was saying, if you are in the Discord and you were kind of watching the way that we were talking yesterday, you would be able to see that I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these EMAs for a second. We're just strictly going to focus on price action alone. All right, so yesterday's price action, we identified that we had kind of this high right here from Friday, okay? Or sorry, not from Friday, my apologies. From Tuesday, we had this high after we had the big drop down, from the 573s down to the 566s. And we identified that, as we pushed up here in the middle of the day, towards the end of the day on Tuesday, we did see some rejection that pushed us back down. Now, all day Friday, or sorry, I don't know, why do I keep saying Friday? All day on Wednesday, yesterday, we did see price action essentially bottom out, make a new low. So what I was saying in the Discord was we swept the prior lows. So you can see these lows right here. We did sweep those. Buyers came right back in, bought it all the way back up, and then continued a slight uptrend here throughout the rest of the day. We can see by price action here, just a long wick candle, nice rejection candle back to the upside. Buyers did follow through at first, getting to the high here at about what was it, 569, just about 570, which was essentially the first resistance there, but we could never really break above this 570.9 area, 571, which would have then given us a little bit of leeway up to about 572.60. All things that we kind of identified yesterday. Couldn't quite get it to break out, so we did push down. Now what I'm looking at here is, like, obviously we did push down, so most people's bias is now going to be to the downside. This is where a lot of times I see the market get people, and got me in some instances as well, because we essentially came right back down to that same level or that same area from Tuesday where we bottomed out before, and then had that nice little bounce here yesterday. Same thing is happening right now. Market is going to think that, yes, we did just have a gap down. There's a good chance that at market open we continue downward, which is also very fair. I think that it's a scenario that could happen, but there's a couple of things that need to happen first in order for me to really feel good about that. And one being breaking that 566 level fully, not just a wick down, not able to close out. So we go on, like, even the 30-minute, we've never successfully closed below 566 on the larger time frames. So as of right now, looking at this from a larger standpoint on the greater good, the weekly, the daily, even parts of the 4-hour, we're still in an uptrend. Overall, we're still making higher lows, higher highs. But there is still potential that we might have lost a main support up here around 568, 567, 568 area. So the one thing I just want people to know is, like, you don't want to strictly look at this and just be like, okay, yes, we did just push down. There's a good chance that we push down further. It makes sense in theory, but a lot of times I've seen it where market will push it down like this to get people's minds tricked, and then that's when they're going to shove it all the way up to 572 on just a straight up kind of move day. So a couple things I'm watching there. Obviously, we have a gap up to around 569, was it 569.50-ish? So we do have that gap there that likely could get filled before we would make any kind of down move if there is a chance. Doesn't necessarily have to get filled, but there's a good chance it gets filled here today, especially with this price action so far. You can see ever since the 4 a.m. open, we've kind of just been pushing up. We're only $1.50 away from filling that gap completely, so I think it's plausible for SPY. We do have, I believe, jobless claims this morning, so we're going to have some news coming in as well. So there's definitely a good chance that we can push up here, and if jobless claims comes in pretty good, then I think there's even a potential of us going back up to 572.60 today. So who knows? I think as we approach this 570.90 area again, I don't believe we'll get stuck there this time. I think that us getting stuck in that general range yesterday, not quite there, but the 570 area. If we break 570, I think we will get enough momentum to push right through this area and start to kind of go all into this liquidity candle we had on Tuesday. So that's my opinion there on SPY. As far as levels to trade, this is where I'm going to put my EMAs back on just to identify, where's the trend shift a little bit. I would say at the moment, right now, we're looking at essentially this 569.85 area to break for us to see some upside. Make my levels here yellow for you guys. And then downside, honestly, I wouldn't look downside on this at all until we see this 566.30. Looks like 566.30 was an area where we kind of bounced around a lot. Even this morning, kind of briefly bounced off of not necessarily that specific price, but 566.15. So 566.30 is going to be that area that I'm watching for a potential push down lower. And I think there is a lot of downside here if we really want it. We have this gap from prior that did not quite get filled down to the 563.40 area. So there's definitely room below if this wants to take it. Sorry for my stuffy nose, guys. I am not sure if I'm getting sick or just allergies, but I think it's just allergies. Let me get rid of some of these. So QQQ, very similar story, very similar actually, where I actually kind of thought QQQ was going to get the shot up yesterday just based on the breaking of levels that it was doing. You can see that this general area we were talking about again from Tuesday where we pushed up was about 483.60. We did push that level a couple of times, but just continuously getting rejected. So, something worth noting that there was a lot of rejections there. And then we gapped down just like we did on SPY. Now, QQQ, we didn't quite break the low yesterday of Tuesday with that push down in the morning. We kind of get held up there at around that 470, was it 477.70? Yeah, just about 477.70. So we did get held up there. I would anticipate that at the moment for levels, we're probably looking at 478 on the dot. If 478 does break, I think there's a very good chance we get shoved down pretty hard into, again, another gap there from prior. So we'll just grab this and pull it across. So not like that. So we do have a little bit of gap room down to about 475 there. But again, just like I was saying with as far as the market dynamics and stuff, we had essentially the move down, if you will, the move down that I think was supposed to happen maybe yesterday, but just got kind of held up and chopped around toward the end of the day there. Got that push down. Now we're starting to fill up that gap there from this morning. So again, market bias as of right now is going to be to the downside because we just gapped down. Everyone's going to be thinking, okay, this is the breakdown. This is where we're going to get a large shove down in the morning, first thing in the morning. Again, could happen. I think it really comes down to how does jobless claim data come out. If it comes out somewhat positive, I do believe that there's a good chance that they'll stabilize it here and then we'll get a rocket candle. If it comes in expected, I think I could possibly see us getting a little bit of a push up in the beginning, followed by a push back down. And obviously if it comes in negative, I do believe we'll get consolidation before a drop. These are just kind of my thinkings. I don't know this for sure by any means. but just from previous data reports and stuff, I'm trying to remember how the market reacted essentially. But downside wise, if we're looking for downside moves, I would say you're really not looking at any more continuation to the downside until we break 478. And then same thing for the upside. Let's get our drawing tool. Right now on the upside, I mean, we're really just stuck in this range. We're not really moving out of this 483 to 478 range. We've kind of just been stuck in there, but there is more upside that we could go for. The 485s, I think, is the first target there. And then possibly if we break the 485s, we could see 487 or just about 487 get touched. But again, just really stuck within this range right now. So the news this morning, jobless claims should help get us out of it, or at least ping one end of the range, and then we might be able to play the range back to the downside. But these things of course aren't guaranteed. But yeah, that's kind of my feelings here with SPY QQQ. I think number one thing to get from this video is a lot of times, again, market will push it down like it's doing right now, even though there seemed to be good strength throughout yesterday. Market will push it down and kind of mask the true move by making more bears think that we're going to continue downward, and we might continue downward. If we break this 478 level, there's probably a pretty good chance that we're going to go back down into that gap towards 475. I'm not denying that. I'm not trying to be perma bull or anything like that, but I've seen it more often than not where they'll do this and then there'll be some news data and they'll engulf all these bears and push it higher and higher and squeeze essentially. So like if we would start to break above this level, you're thinking all these people that got short down here thinking we're going to continue lower, they're going to start getting into massive losses as we push up into the 483.60 range or above. They're going to start liquidating their positions. It's going to short squeeze. I'm going to say short squeeze, but it's going to squeeze those bears back up basically to about 485, I would think, maybe even up to 487. So it's just really whoever gets to push. Just from my market experience, from the time I've spent in the market, I've seen these happen, time and time again. So we'll see what happens. But nonetheless, guys, I do appreciate you guys checking out this video, locking in here this morning and learning something new. We're not going to do any other stocks right now, IWM, NVIDIA, Tesla, all those. I really would like to do dedicated videos for those ones, but I don't have time this morning. Actually got to get straight to work after this, so I want to get SPY and QQQ out for you guys, give you guys some insight, and really just jump back on the horse. I do also want to start doing some more future stuff because I know a lot of people on our Discord want to learn futures, and I think if you're already trading SPY and QQQ options, then futures is going to be a very easy transition for you. It just really comes down to making sure your risk is on point. You can make a lot of money in futures, but you can also lose a lot of money, blow a lot of accounts. So trust me, I have experience. But nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you guys coming out. If you could leave a like on the video, comment down below, let me know what you guys think, any concepts you guys might have. I'm always ears to listen. And of course, if you don't have a Discord community, please hit the link in the description, join us. We're here to help. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.